In this module of Hacking the American Dream, I want to talk to you about estimating the ARV, or after repair value, of the property. We've got to figure out what this thing is worth to try to decide what we want to pay for it. So when it comes to analyzing deals, I think the best place to start is with my background, and that's what are real estate investors doing? Remember, if you hate real estate investors, I'm giving you the playbook to beat them at their own game for the benefit of your family. So a typical investor is using the 75% rule. So they're taking, what is the house worth? They're taking off 25%, so 75%. They're then subtracting out the cost of repairs, and what's left is the most they want to pay for the property. Now, in an ideal world, I want you to get the best deal you can possibly get. It's a better testimonial for me when you go tell people, hey, this changed my life. But B, it sets your family up the best, right? I don't think anybody would be upset about getting $1 million house for 200 grand, assuming everybody was good with that, right? But that being said, you don't necessarily need to get that good of a deal. So an investor's looking at 75% minus repairs. That's where they want to be. You could start there, or if you might be good with 10 or 15 or 20% or even 5% off. Shoot, for some of you guys, it's going to be a trendy house in a good part of town that you don't have any competition on. And who cares if you pay retail, because you couldn't have gotten it on market. Realistically, when kind of coming up with this concept and thinking through how to roll it out, I want you guys to be able to offer sellers more money than what an investor can offer. So if you look at 80% or 90% of what the place is worth minus repairs, and that's as high as you want to go, we call that the MAO, the max allowable offer. Now, this is super important. You have to decide before you fall in love with the house, before you get emotionally attached to it, what's the most you're willing to pay for it? The last thing you want is to get so into the house, you're envisioning little Johnny playing t-ball in the backyard, that all sense goes out the window. This happens on car lots all the time, right? Somebody comes in with a budget, they leave with something financed over 500 years that's way more expensive than what they needed. Same thing with these houses. You kind of have to tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to exceed this, right? So it's totally up to you guys. My thought process when we were shooting this, when we were talking about this concept, was if I could get you 10 to 15% off, get you into the home you want, in the area you want, that would be incredible. Now, some of you guys might need a better deal than that. If you're trying to get into a particular school district, you can only spend X. Well, that right there is your max. That's what you've been pre-approved for. But you don't want to necessarily come out the gate at your top dollar, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a module around making offers.